to hireitdone.com.
Welcome back. What you don't know can hurt you. Did you know that, Julie?
I did.
I think you did.
I did.
Joining us on the Hire Done Radio Show right now, Steve Marceau. Did they say it like that? Marceau?
Correct. Marceau.
Is it like Marceau? Was that the same guy? Are you related?
No relation at all.
You're not sure. Go to, like, what's that, family.com or whatever.
Ancestry.
Ancestry. You can find out, right?
You can.
You probably heard that before.
I have, absolutely.
A million times.
Yep.
I had to say it. What could I tell you? So you own PuroClean Restoration Services.
Correct.
Welcome to the show, bud.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So you're the paramedics of property damage.
We are the paramedics of property damage.
I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. So introduce yourself to the Hire Done audience. Tell them what you guys do.
Okay. We are a 24/7 emergency services, water, fire, mold damage, emergency response company.
Mold, 4-letter word.
Yeah,
One of
bad
those
word.
dirty words,
Nobody
right?
likes the M word.
So that's cool. So so PuroClean, you service Metro Detroit.
Correct. Yep.
And so let's talk about when someone has a flood.
Okay.
99.999% of the time, it's not planned.
Absolutely.
1.1% times it's planned. Those people we don't deal with.
Most of the events we deal with are unplanned events, unfortunately.
What is okay, so what causes a flood?
Very common. We see a lot of sub pump failures. We see a lot of supply line failures, refrigerator supply lines, sink supply lines. We're getting into the winter season, so we'll see frozen pipes. The expansion and contraction of water causes pipes to burst, and that causes floods, depending upon what level it's on. It could be very minor. It could be on the second floor of a house or the third floor of a multifamily housing project.
So, yeah, and that's so water is one of the most damaging. What's worse, water or smoke?
Probably smoke.
Okay, so
Probably
it is.
smoke because it drifts a lot further.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's deal with water really quick.
Sure.
So sump pump failures. So let's talk about this for homeowners. So homeowners need to know this. If you have a sump pump in your house, okay, first of all, you got to notify your insurance company. Make sure you have sump pump coverage.
Absolutely.
It's the number one thing I don't understand why people don't have.
And insurance agents out there, you need to be reviewing your homeowners policies yearly, asking them, did you finish your basement?
Right. Did you
Huge
add
thing.
value?
Yeah.
If you don't tell the insurance company that you added value to your policy and you have a claim, guess what? They're going to be like, wait a minute, we have your house insured under this amount. You added another $50,000 in the basement? Sorry, dude, you're out of luck. But you know what? We have an insurance lady, the insurance chick,
Yeah?
Lisa Valella. She knows to do that. She's the
Good.
best.
Good. Very important.
So sump pump coverage. You go to a house, homeowner's sump pump fails, water's coming out of the sump pump, the 2 inches of water in the basement, and everything is all schmutzed.
Correct.
Okay. So they call you, you got extraction machines?
Yep.
So how does that work?
Okay. Usually we're called time of day, any time of day, day or night. We can come out
3 in the morning.
3 in the
doesn't matter.
morning if we have to. We come right out. They have a full staff on call. We extract the water. At 3 in the morning, we do extraction and dehumidification. So we start the dehumidification or the drying process right away, but we get up all the standing water. And then we look at addressing it during normal business hours. So we try and limit or minimize the amount of work we have to do after hours, because there is usually a premium to after hours. So we mitigate the damage, extract the water, set dehumidification, and look at arranging a time the next morning to get back in.
So as a homeowner who has insurance, okay, one of the things that homeowners are responsible for is to mitigate their damages.
Correct.
So let's explain what that means to all the homeowners. Right
Okay. Mitigation generally means to stop further damage. So by water causes severe damage to materials. The longer they're wet, the more damage is caused to them. The sooner we can get the water up, the sooner we can start the drying process. It limits damage. Drywall doesn't absorb as much.
So Julie, your house,
Yes.
if you have a flood, you have smoke damage, a fire, anything like that, your responsibility as a homeowner is to stop the damage as fast as possible.
Correct.
And how do you do that? You call PuroClean.
Yep.
So
Right?
give me your response time. I call you at 2:50 in the morning. When are you there?
I'm there within an hour generally. 2:50 in the morning.
So
Provided we're not, I mean, yeah.
You're not in
I'm
someone
stepping right
else's
out of bed
house?
into a pair of pants.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't shower and brush your teeth first?
No, not usually. Not in those
Dang.
situations.
Well, I would appreciate that.
That's why he
Yeah,
carries
absolutely.
the PuroClean sanitizer.
You got it. Keeps us clean before we go in.
That's the best.
Usually we have a 2-hour response time.
Yeah. So when you do show up, I mean that's totally fine. So when you do show up, the homeowner has to sign an emergency work authorization.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got to know how we're going to get paid.
Right.
You know.
And so what happens if the homeowner's not covered?
If the homeowner's not covered, we
Bill direct.
bill direct. Yeah.
But most of the times you'll know.
A lot of times they don't know. A lot of times they think they have coverage, and then they realize they forgot to call their insurance carrier and say, "Hey, I finished my basement."
Yeah.
Because when they insured the house, it was just a cinder block.
So here's the deal. Homeowners don't have this plan. It's an unplanned event. A flood or a fire, okay? They have, let's just go. Now let's move to a fire.
Mm-hmm.
They're making bacon, sizzling in the pan. Can you smell it? Oh, I'm so hungry right now. Anyways, they're making bacon, and all of a sudden, Rover runs out the backyard. He runs to get Rover, and the neighbor's next door. Hey, what's up, neighbor? Hey, man, what's going on? How you been? How's your summer? Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, he sees smoke coming out of the garage. He's like, oh, no, I forgot. I had bacon on the fryer. He comes in, frying pan's melted, smoke, the cabinets are on fire, right? It happens all the time.
Yeah.
911 shows up. Police or the firemen come in with fire hoses and
Spray the place down.
right? And they're totally, making everything wet. Then they call you. Fire's out.
Correct.
You guys show up on scene.
Yep.
Homeowner needs to move out.
Yes.
You help them with
Yes.
this place to live and all that?
I can help them with their place to live, get them into, temporary living right away, start to mitigate the damage, set dehumidification.
Yeah.
Depending upon the fire and what the fire department allows us to do, sometimes they won't let us in the property at all because they want to investigate.
Sure.
So it's kind of, it can be a quick move or a slow move depending upon what they allow us to do. But generally we'll set air filtration equipment because smoke is a carcinogen. And we will mitigate the water damage with dehumidification.
Okay, so
extraction
that's
right
the thing. So homeowners are freaked out, okay? They're panicked. Everything's all upside down, and they need someone to take control that they can trust, hold their hand, take the anxiety away. That's you.
Correct. Yes.
Oh,
Do you
that's good.
work directly with the insurance then?
Yep. So we bill directly with the insurance carriers. We have relationships with generally all of them somewhere, some way, because over the years we've done work with them.
Everybody.
So they generally know us.
And do they, so just to take the homeowner out of the liability issues, if they're fully covered, do you then only do the work that is going to be covered? Or is there any sort of fine line that you have to, what is going to be replaced is in terms of what is not?
Absolutely. We got to make a determination somewhere along the line of is this item more cost effective just to replace, or is it more cost effective to clean?
And then you work directly with the insurance adjuster
Correct.
to do that. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Perfect.
So we do a walkthrough, or we come through and we give a proposal on what we think is worthwhile to clean. We're not cleaning paper cups.
Right.
Right. We're throwing them out.
Yeah, so there's a whole list of that. So we're talking with Steve Marceau. He's the owner of PuroClean Restoration Services, the paramedics of property damage. If y'all want to get a hold of him, it's www.purocleanworks.com, or you can call him 737-4433. That's area code 248. They are 24/7. So flood, wind, fire, windstorm, whatever it is. Here, you need this? Right. Let's talk about that with mold. A lot of people are worried about mold.
Correct.
Now, we all grew up with mold. Mold's everywhere, right?
It is.
So it's not as bad as they want to make it. Some people are alarmists over it. God bless you.
I know. Sorry.
She's out there sneezing, infecting the studio.
Listen.
If I'm sick next week, I'm suing you. Okay? I'm calling,
Let's call him because he
Eric
gave us antibacterial.
There you go. Bathe in that.
mold is not as dangerous as most people think, right?
No, I would disagree with you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Let's talk
I have
about it.
people, everybody has allergies. I try and equate it to the peanut allergy in children. If you have children, how come one kid can eat peanuts all day long and the other kid can't even be in the room with anything that's processed in a peanut plant, right? Mold's the same way. It affects people the same way. How it affects Julie may be one way, and you may not have no effect on it at all. So that's the fine line.
Maybe it's
It's a
moldy in
health.
here.
It's a health thing.
It's like blue
You
cheese
know.
dressing. Some of it has the mold on it, some of it doesn't.
Right. Right.
Okay, so I'll buy that.
So
and
it's
I'll
a
agree with you.
sensitivity issue.
Okay,
You know,
so
it really is.
it affects people differently.
It does.
So if someone has mold, you go in testing.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and then you
depending upon how much mold's there and the situation and what I see going on.
so like penicillium, aspergillus,
Right.
stachybotrys.
Correct.
Oreo
Stachybotrys
cookies.
is the one we don't like. We
that
don't
the-
like penicillin aspergillus either, but it's much more common in outdoor air than stachybotrys is.
Okay.
What's the most harmful?
Depends on what your allergies are and what your body doesn't like. But stachybotrys is one of the ones that are very well known to be toxigenic.
Okay, and how long does that have to live in your house before it affects you?
We don't like to see it in indoor at all. Should not be in your indoor house.
Got it. So if you test and
So if we
find
do
it,
air testing, we see stacky. Usually we know there's something going on.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right. So you then will prescribe a solution.
Correct. Or I'll have an industrial hygienist brought in.
And you guys
He will
have all those
prescribe the
people.
solution, yes.
Okay, so good.
Yes.
That's important. Is it a mold? What's a mold test cost today? Do you have any idea?
$300 to $700.
And so
usually.
it's pretty thorough. They go to a lab. They
Yeah.
definitely test it all
Yeah.
out. Okay,
When
real
you
quick.
get into
a correction
protocol,
here.
that gets to be a little bit costly.
I have a correction for the
I was
phone
going to
number.
ask you that.
586-697-8100. The phone number for PuroClean Restoration Services is 586-697-8100. And of course, folks, hireitdone.com. You can just, email me or go to hireitdone.com and you'll get PuroClean. It's real simple. It's easy to go. So this time of year, what are some of the losses that you're seeing a lot of?
This time of year, we're really getting into the heating season. We've seen some smoke losses. It's the wintertime. If you're not going to be home during the wintertime, turn off your water. Shut it off at the main. If you're going on vacation, turn down or turn off your hot water tank. And make sure if you have a home that's going to be vacant, make sure you have someone checking it weekly.
Yeah.
Every week. Insurance companies don't like empty homes. The longer something happens, the more damage happens. So please be checking your homes weekly.
So insurance companies, let's talk about them because
Okay.
everyone, if you're a mortgage holder, you have to have homeowners
Yeah.
insurance. You've dealt with a lot of companies.
All of
Obviously, we're not out to call them all out, but
Yeah.
my experience in the past was they like to do the double D, deny and delay. And so I know you got to be careful how to do it, but the problem is that homeowners pay this insurance. They
Correct.
expect to get put back what they have.
Correct. Generally, and again, I'm not a policy interpreter, but generally they're entitled to like, kind, and quality. I don't find as much deny and delay. If there's coverage, I don't really have an issue with them. The insurance companies, all the carriers work real well.
So what is the biggest argument? Is it that, homeowner wants granite, they had laminate,
Correct. Homeowners,
the cabinets can be saved, you're
feel
ripping them out.
right. Feel their items are more valuable than maybe what they are.
The OPM effect, other people's money.
Right. Other people's money is huge. But like you said, cabinets, any kind of damage on a cabinet that maybe could be repaired, maybe not, they're looking at kitchen uppers, lowers.
What is some advice really quick as we wrap up here? Homeowners, I don't know how many pairs of shoes I have.
Video.
So just go and take
Really?
a quick video,
Yeah.
some
Oh, yeah.
Snapchats or some snaps,
Yeah.
email it to myself.
Just a video to have on site. Walk through your house, video everything.
So video anything
Anything you
expensive
have.
or anything you
Just
have
everything.
in general?
Just everything. Because if
Really?
you do have a fire and there
Just
is
make sure the
items that are-
video's not in the
I'm gonna
fire.
make a
right.
video today.
That's the other challenge, right? It's got to be secure somewhere.
Well, can't you just
But-
take it and email it to yourself?
Sure.
Right? You can email
Do
a
you have
little
videos?
video. What's that?
Do you have videos?
You just want to know what's going to happen if you have a total loss. Because
Yeah.
we're going through a pile of.
I don't keep
burnt
receipts for
items.
anything. Okay, so
Right.
if I have 20 pair of Air Jordans, okay,
Or Gucci's.
that's
Or
you.
Gucci's, absolutely.
right? And
Huge,
all of a
huge
sudden,
thing.
everyone, right? You forget.
Yep.
Well, it's funny because people could say, "Oh, I had a really expensive pair of shoes,"
Right.
when in fact you didn't.
So that's
That's right.
advice.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we have a lot to get covered, so I got to have you back on again.
Absolutely.
You don't mind?
Be
Would
glad
you like to come back?
No, I'd love to come
So
back.
here's what I want to do. Let's schedule you after we have our first freeze. That we can come back and say, well, because you're going to be so busy, right?
Yeah.
But we'll do that, and I appreciate it. It was great information. It goes fast, doesn't it?
Does. Flies right through.
Holy flies! Well,
That's because we had some good
yeah.
information given.
that was
content.
Steve Marceau, PuroClean Restoration Services for the paramedics of property damage.
I like
Thanks
it.
for coming on, Steve. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you for
We'll have
having
you on
me.
again. All right,
Do it
folks,
again.
coming up next. Turn your basement into a lower level? That's us.